I think that by working with Common Ground Society in ways of speaking out against all the different things that we want to fix, like being more inclusive and being welcoming to all the people and just bringing more awareness to people really helps, because I think to bring change you have to really have people understand what the problem is or what needs to be fixed.
Educate people. That is the main thing that you can do. Educate people on all of the divisions in our country.
Well, I think it's to help other people and like share their interests a lot and see what things that we have in common and not in common. And I think it's really helpful to learn about stuff. So it's really awesome about that.
I remember when I was little, like you'd be playing with your friends and like some random kid will come along and be like, I'm playing with you now, and you'd be like, cool. But like in high school, it's a lot different. Like, I don't really know why, it's just like a lot different.
There's this established social structure, like even like the adults are in on it, because there's this established hierarchy that they tell you in orientation. Don't sit at the senior tables. You're not allowed down there, because that's
like there's like
levels,
established seating,
and like the adults like warn you about it. Like, don't sit down near the seniors. They're not going to be nice to you. Don't sit by the juniors. Don't sit by the sophomores. And it's also set in stone. Like, I feel like if that was like less of a thing and less of like an established hierarchy, then like there would be less of more hierarchies happening within like the grade levels.
I think if everyone, like if high school students worked with other kids that were different from them, if we had more activities where everyone got together and did a certain thing, like a field trip or just a club at school where everyone can kind of interact with each other and make connections with people who they might not normally, and they maybe get to understand what other people are going through or how they can impact other people's lives by being kind and accepting.
I think it's definitely hard when you have a class of a bunch of people and then you go to another class of a bunch of different people. Especially in honors classes, because freshman year, if you're in an honors class, sometimes there's like sophomores in it, and the sophomores do not want to talk to you.
Yeah. And I mean, when you're in elementary school, like you all have like one classroom, you're all pretty much friends, or at least you're stuck with each other for a year. And like sometimes the same class will like move on together up until like 6th grade.
I believe personally that there will be a future, because I have to believe that. I have to believe that I will be able to grow old, I will be able to get married, have kids, do all the things that adults now are able to do, because then what point is there to life if I can't dream of what my life could look like in 10 years, in 20 years? Because humans were dreamers. So I think that the best thing that you as a nonprofit, but also you as the collective majority of adults out there can do is actually just do the work and make sure that your kids, your nieces, your nephews, your grandkids, and all kids and teens in general have a future.
You know, and electives, that's basically your special interest class. Like, if you're doing band, you're with a bunch of people who play instruments.
Yeah.
Or if you're in choir, you're with a bunch of people who like to sing. Or if you're in art, you're with a bunch of people that like to draw. And even if you're not going to be friends with everyone in that class, it's definitely more fun to have a class with a bunch of people with the same interests. So it'd be better if there would be
guides you towards stronger connections.
It would be better if there was more like classes you could take like that.
Creating like connections to people is very important, because you have friends that you had strong friendships together, and it's very exciting to it will take you the next 5 years.
My dream educational system would be where all kids were included in everything and everyone was kind of one community together. It's not separate, where you have separate groups of people where some people hang out in the quad, some people are out in there, and then some people are just in the bungalows, which we call it, which is where our special education classes are. And it's very just separate, and I love seeing kids make connections with everyone else, and I think having those kids in actual classrooms, we do have some special education kids in ceramics, and that's awesome because they get to connect with other kids. And I think if it was like that in more classes, that would be great.
Be the one.